Hello, welcome, everybody, welcome. This is a way of how it is. We understand about how it seems to be. There's always a will, there's always a way, there's always great timing and all that. For instance, um, when I think about this, whenever I get the chance to do a live video, I personally do this as a good way, right? I like to do things on my kind of way, right? And when you stay positive as much as you can, you do that, right? it keeps going. It keeps that mentality of how it is, right? You have to figure this out, right? There's always that way of how that seems to be, nonetheless that this is kind of be very interesting of how it is. But it's very interesting of how you know, who, what, where, when, why, sometimes how in that situation about the way of how the cards are. It's interesting. It's very kind of good about how it is, right? We have to believe that on what we're doing, we always do this. It's that give and take situation. It's that motivation of how it is. It's that interesting way of how it seems to be, right? Now, I'm not going to go off topic here, but in the way of how it is, well, to tell you the truth about my way, my day, I kind of understand that my day is kind of be up and down. I do this of how it is, right? I make myself happy. I make my own ability of how it is, right? And it seems to be that. But tell you the truth, that it seems to be very interesting of how it is, right? We always have to have that motivation. We have to have enjoyable of how it seems to be. And it's very interesting of how it is. Now, for instance, if you're having a good day and instead of having a bad day, or if it rotates, even if you have a bad day that towards a good day, that's what it seems to be. But this is how it is. This is what's going on. So, think about this as a wonderful, wonderful time. Um, I will start to do, what's going on with the cards and stuff. But this is what it seems to be, and we have to, we have to enjoy of what we are looking for. We have to embrace about the opportunity. We have to know exactly what we're going to do from right and wrong. It's that simple. It's that way of how it is, right? And we have to enjoy about that. Um, that's what it seems to be. So, I interesting knowing of what's going on. And, I think my own ability of how it seems to be, and that's how it is. So think about this as a wonderful way of how it is, right? And once I do the cards, I'll tell you what's going on um through the animal cards and stuff, and then we're going to get started from there. So, this is what it seems to be. Please hit that like button as you can. You can and you can say something in the live chat. I'll say something back to you. What your question is, and you can even give me a heart or something. What it is on the live chat as well, if you see that or not. But yeah, that's what it seems to be. So before you get started, you all enjoy this fantastic reading. And yeah, this is gonna be how it is. So see what's going on with the 12 zodiac reading about how it is. I'm going to go from earth signs, air signs, way. Oh, Back with Crackman. What's up? I'm doing okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Um, but yeah, that's what it seems to be. And we're going to get started with this reading that I'm going to do. Been a while since I did a live reading, but we're going to figure this out as well. And yeah, so this is what it seems to be. And then yeah, so I'm only going to be here for a little while on my live chat, not very long, but a little while I am. And then yeah, so this is what it seems to be. I hope that you guys will enjoy watching the show, and this is what it is. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the description box below of the live chat. Um, and let's see what happens here. All right, so here we go. All right, let's see what's going on here, shall we? So on the left side we have the dolphin. Cooperate with others. Very good card. We always cooperate with others. We always know exactly what we're going to do. It seems to be how it is. That's kind of like what's going on here in that situation here. Unless on the right side you have this one is you are beautiful just as you are. This card always comes up. Interesting. I don't know why, but it comes up. So, it happens how it is, right? There's always that way of how it seems to be. Nonetheless, that this is kind of very interesting of how it is. Like it's kind of like back and forth situation. It's basically that. It's kind of like gives you that motivation skill of how it seems to be, right? Nonetheless, that this is kind of very interesting of how it is. We always understand how it is, and we have to believe that we can do this as much as we can. That's what it seems to be. But here we go. So in the middle side, we have the King of Fire is motivation, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision. Be a leader. Advice from someone creative. That's what you have here in that situation, right? That's what it is. So that's what it seems to be. And then we have the Knight of Earth is loyal, dedicated, honorable, kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments, a guardian angel. That's what it seems to be for that. And let's see, for the Ten of Waters, a complex decision, the need to do research, stop procrastinating. That's what you seem to be, right? You're trying to not have that procrastination stuff, but that's what it is. And Ace of Earth is the inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. That's what it seems to be. You're trying to have that interesting way of how it is, right? You have it's basically you have basically nine zodiac signs. Well, kind of yeah, nine zodiac signs here because you have well, actually, kind of well, you're missing the 12 zodiac signs here, but you have water signs, water signs, earth signs, and fire signs right now. So you have actually nine zodiac signs here. But it's kind of like that simple way of how it is, right? We have to have that way of how it seems to be, nonetheless that this is kind of interesting of how it is, right? Is that of how that giving have that way of how that give and take situation. I'm giving you this information, you are paying attention to it. It's that way. It's that understanding of how it is, right? You have this way of how it's going to be from left and right situation, right? You're looking at the middle pile, you're saying, okay, it's only just a small picture, but nonetheless, it can get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And so that's what it seems to be. But understanding that you have to remember that things can go from a different way, a different angle, a different motivation way of how it is, right? Nonetheless, about you have to believe of what's going on. You know, it's that simple. Because in that way, in that aspect of how it is, you have to look at yourself and say, am I doing this right? Am I not doing this wrong? Or, it seems to be that. But in other words, you have to believe of what's going on. You know, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what the cards are saying to me. Right? If you decide that you're having a bad day today, try to reverse it of having a good day. You know, because that's what it seems to be, right? It's like me playing a game called, you know, defeat the odds in this game here. I usually have a good day with it and playing cards, and that's fine. But when the cards don't go your way, you get all angry and upset, and you're cursing, you're saying bad language to the cards, whatever it is, because it's the negativity, because you want to be a winner, not a loser. You don't want to be like that. But that's what it seems to be. You have to have that motivation way of how it seems to be. You know, it's that simple. It's that direction of I'm telling you what's going on. You know, it's that. It's like kind of like drinking my drink here, my coffee, for example. I have to remember that I have to be very careful about drinking it. I don't want to drink it too fast. I don't. No, but I have to understand about what's going on with that. So, that's what it seems to be. You have that way of how it is. Because this is not what's going on. This is what's happening right now. So this is going to be a long video just to let you all know. But this is what it seems to be. You have to remember and you have to believe that you can do that as much as you can. Nonetheless, that we have to believe what's going on. And, it's two steps have to be forward. You can't go back and say, okay, I'm not going to do whatever I want to do. But that's what it kind of is. You have to see it from my point of view. You know, that's what it seems to be. So, the further in that, we're going to figure this out because this is what it seems to be. Let's see. So, here we go. We have, okay, so we have the chariot is reversed. Ooh. We have the cups reversed. Oh boy. We have the justice is upright. Okay. And then we have death cards upright. That represents Scorpio, but that's what remains. So when you have these two reverse cards, now it seems to be that this is kind of like a bleak reading, but in the way of how that is, it's not really a bleak reading. You have to impose about that situation. You have to figure out by a pointing of this situation, that's what it kind of is. You have to remember about how it seems to be, right? It's that simple. It's that way of how, you have to master your own skills, right? It's that simple. And tell you the truth, this is what it seems to be. It's that way of how it is, right? You have to have a balancing act. You're balancing two things at once, but you have to keep going. So let's see what's the opposite of the chariot, what's the opposite of the eight of cups reversed, what's the opposite of the justice, and what's the opposite of death card. So let's see. So we have the Knight of Fire, passionate, adventurous, self-assured, restless. It's an event that needs immediate attention. Time is of essence. Essence. Think things through carefully. That's what it seems to be for that one. You have the release as Archangel of Azrael is the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. That's what it seems to be, right? That's what it kind of is. And let's see, Ace of Water is falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth, and enhanced intuition, a new home. That's what it seems to be, right? Another one is the Seven of Fire is defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. Exactly. That's what it seems to be. You have to improve yourself wisely that you can do this. This is like almost like a balancing act where you balancing two things, right? And you have to have that because that's what it seems to be. You have that way of how it kind of is, and you have to believe that what's going on here, right? You have to impose of what's going on, right? It's that simple. It's that way of how it seems to be. And nonetheless, you have to improve yourself wisely that you can do better, you know, because that's what it seems to be. That's what it kind of is, right? You have to believe what's going on, right? It's that simple. It's that way of how that direction is. And you can do this as much as you can, right? It's that simple. And it's almost reminds me about like in a way of that, it kind of gives me a way of how that like 2-for-1 deal. It's that you have two against one, that's what it seems to be, is that way of how it is, right? And that's what it kind of seems to be for that. But that's what it kind of is right now at the moment. And this is what it kind of seems to be. You have to have that way how how it kind of is right now. You have to enjoy of what you're going to do. It's that simple. It's that way of how that direction is. And this is what it seems to be now. And you have to look at this from a different way. You have to believe what's going on. Like it's that simple. It's that direction. You know, that's what it kind of is. So, you have this of what you're doing. You're looking at this one, you're looking at this one, this one, you know, that's what it is. So it's like that's what it seems to be. And nonetheless, it's that. What's opposite of the Knight of Fire? What's opposite of the Ace of Water? What's opposite of the Release? And what's opposite of the Seven of Fire? So let's see. The Temperance card is upright. All right. What's opposite of, okay, so the Ace of Cups is reversed. Ooh, boy. Then we have the Sun is reversed. Oh, boy. And then we have the Moon card reversed. Yeah, see, there's always these ways of how it is, right? So, you have to believe that what's going on, right? You have to enjoy about what's happening. It's that simple. It's that way of how it kind of is because you have to enjoy of what's going on. You have to see this. You have to enjoy of what's happening. It's that simple. It's that way of how that is, right? So you have to look at this. You have to look at why are you looking at the reverse cards? Why are you looking at the upright cards? It's that simple. So, you have to believe that you can do this anyway, right? You have to think about it. You have to enjoy of what you're looking for. What's opposite of Temperance card? What's opposite of the Ace of Cups? What's opposite of the Sun? And what's opposite of the Moon? Okay, so you have the Balance, Archangel Zadkiel, is the need for balance, moderation, cooperation, and compromise. Wait for perfect timing. Right? I just said about balance, didn't I? Yes, I said that earlier. You have the Nine of Air is expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecy, sleepless nights. You have the Six of Fire is victory, good news is on its way, public recognition or rewards. That's what it seems to be. And over here it says the Two of Earth is too much going on at once, the need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. That's what it seems to be, that's what it kind of is. Because it's that way, right? Now, when I say about balance, now you're balancing, right? You're balancing the way of how it is, right? You have to understand that when you're balancing your own way, right? You have to believe that when you're balancing, you have to balance this, right? You have to believe that you can do this as much as you can. Like, nonetheless, it's very way of how it is, right? You have to believe what's going on. It's that simple. So you have to understand about that. It's that way of how it is. And it's truth. It's a very identical way of you're balancing, okay, fine, but you have to stay positive as much as you can. If you are getting angry and you're upset and whatever, it's like this is unbalanced now. It's just like my hands. My left hand is going down, my right hand is going up. Like that's what it seems to be. But if they're both balanced, then it's like my left hand is balanced and my right hand is balanced. You see that, right? So it's like that's what it kind of is. It's that way of how it seems to be. And it's now we understand that this is very interesting about how the cards are because it's that way, it's that simple, it's that direction of how it is, you know. So it's like when you think about this as a two-way street, you have to believe that you can do this. You have to have a good way of how it seems to be, right? Because nonetheless, you have to understand what's opposite of balance, what's opposite of six of fire, nine of earth, and nine of air, and two of earth. What's opposite? So let's see. Then we're gonna get to see what's the picture of. So we have so we have the King of Wands is upright. We have the Eight of Wands reversed. Oh boy. Then we have the Empress card is upright, followed by the Hermit's reversed. Yeah, see, in a way of how that is, it's a way of how that simple way, like if you represent Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, that's what it seems to be. But you're not going to be traveling, you're not going to do your own thing, you're not going to do whatever you decide to do. But in that way of how that is, you have to, picture it, right? You have to have this as a big, huge picture. That's what remains. That's what it seems to be, right? That's what it kind of is, you know. So when you think about this is what it kind of remains. And you have to believe about what's going on here. You have to think about this card, this card, this card, right? Like two reverse cards here, but two upright cards over here, you know. So it's like that's what it seems to be. That's what it kind of is. And you have to balancing, right? So let's see. Let's see. I'll do one more with this. And then we're going to reveal what's opposite of this card, what's opposite. All right. So let's see. What's opposite of that is Strength card. Archangel Ariel is great inner strength, release harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. That's what remains for that one. Okay. You have Eight of Air is an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, afraid to take action. That's what it seems to be. Then you have the Three of Earth is the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. That's what it seems to be. And this one over here is the Eight of Water is a decision to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual, and emotional growth. That's what remains, right? That's what it kind of is, because you have to believe that what's going on, you have to understand about this way. So, you have this way of, it's going back and forth with, the air signs, the earth signs, the water signs, that's what it is, right? But we see it again, it was like the fire signs, the earth signs, the water signs, it's going back, right? So this is what it kind of remains. You have to focus on that. You have to have a great balance, balancing on how it is, right? So, this is what I have for you. But the point being is that we're almost done almost done, but not so quite. So, all right. So let's see what's going on. I'll do the upright cards and I'll do the reverse cards. So, okay, this one's upright, that's upright, that's upright, this is reversed. Okay. This is upright, this is upright, this is upright. Okay, so we have all these are upright cards, followed by one reverse card here. Upright card, reverse card, upright card, reverse card, upright card, reverse card, upright card. That's what remains for that one. Upright card, reverse card, upright, reverse, upright, upright, upright. Right, do you see a big difference there? Yeah, you do. And last but not least, here we go. We have upright, 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 reversed, upright. See how it's here. See how it is. More upright cards than reverse cards. You see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reverse cards. Right, you see a difference there, don't you? Yeah, you have some reverse cards, and then you have at least how many uprights? Well, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19, 20, 21. See, 21 reverse cards out of 7 reverse cards. 21 upright cards against the 7 reverse cards. Now, overall, I'll put the upright cards together, but this is what remains, right? You have to believe that you can do this, right? It's that way. Is that is that way of how you're gonna have a balancing between that way, right? It's a quest, right? If you're looking for a quest, okay, you have to do your own way of finding the treasure. That's what it's based on. But that's what it seems to be. You have to have that way of how it kind of is, right? Now, this is what remains, okay? So when it seems to be that, you have to focus on that. You have to focus on that ability of why you have reverse cards more than the upright cards, like why you have that. You know, that's just what it seems to be. So, I'm encouraging you all to understand what I'm saying here because you have to believe and listen to what I'm saying. So, this is what it is. We're going to see what's going on for the bigger picture now. And then I'll do the playing cards and then it's going to be in for the live video. But this is what remains, okay? So you have to believe what's going on, enjoy what this is, and I hope that it will be enjoyable because this is what it kind of is. This is what it seems to be, and here we go. Okay, so this is what it kind of is. So here we go. So we have the air signs is up. Okay, now you're saying to me that I don't have enough room. Well, here we go. Okay, so we have the six of fire that would be by the earth sign, the air sign here. Now we have the water signs. The water signs can be over here. The nine of earth will be right beside over here. Then we have, based on this, we have uh, eight of water here. We have the two of earth here. We have the seven of fire. Now, the seven of fire is between here. Death card represents like over here, I believe. Then we have the ace of earth, kind of like that way. You have the strength card. Now, the strength card can represent over here as well. You have the king of wands is, it's right over here as well. Because now you have a balance card. Now the balance can be over here as well. Then you have the temperance card. Now the temperance card can be interesting of how it is, you know. Then you have the knight of fire, and the knight of fire is over here. And then you have the king of fire will be over here as well. See, you have to have, this is all upright card, and I'm happy about this. But in the way of how it is, now everything changes now. Because now you have all of these sensory reverse cards. Like you have that card, you have that card, you have that card, you have that card, right? You have this card, and this card. Like, do you see a difference here between all these upright cards? Like, this is what it kind of is, right? So now you have to figure out saying, okay, well, I have to believe what's going on, right? And now it seems to be how unwise it is, right? Now let's see. So let's see. Let's see about this reading. So what's the opposite of this one? What's opposite about this one? What's opposite about this one? This one. All right, let's see. Let's see, shall we? So we have the floor of air is upright, so time to rest or take a vacation, allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. That's what it's based on, right? Now you have this card over here. You have basically from that angle, you have the two of air is being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem. That's what's based on that, right? Now you think, okay, well, we are not over yet. No, we're not. The Six of Water is memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. Interesting about that. And then you have Page of Air is Page of Earth is scholarly, dependable, patient, successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. That's what it seems to be for that one. So do you see what I'm saying that the earth signs, the water signs, the earth signs, you know, the sign of earth is seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. That's what it's based on for that. Over here you have the ten of air is the end of a difficult situation, embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Recovering from addiction, that's what remains. And last but not least is the Ten of Earth is a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. That's what remains, right? So now you have, you back and forth with this situation because you have the wands over here, you have the water over here, you have the earth over here, you have air over here, you have earth, air, earth. It's like almost a pattern here. But you have to understand that this is a very interesting reading it is, right? Because that's what it seems to be. That's what I'm looking for, is that you have that balance where you're balancing four elements. You have air, water, earth, fire. That's what it seems to be. You have that way of how it is. So, this is what I kind of have for you. And I hope that this reading helps you because you have to believe what's going on. This is what it seems to be. And that's what I have for you. But I hope that we're going to do these playing cards because we're going to understand what's going on here. Um, so we're going to say what's the opposite of that one. So we're going to do that. And let's see. So we're almost done with this reading. So we have the Seven of Diamonds, represents earth signs. Okay, so Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. We have the Nine of Hearts, that represents Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. We have the Six of Diamonds. I just said this again, but I'll say it again. Is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo as the earth signs. And last but not least is the Ace of Clubs that represents Leo, Aries, Sagittarius as fire signs. So that's what it's based on. I hope that this reading helps you along the way. Remember that this is a very interesting reading. So this is what I kind of interesting have for you. I hope that this reading helps you along the way. Remember that you enjoy what's going on here, enjoy about this whole entire reading, enjoy about that because that's what it is, right? You have to believe about what's going on. So um you have to understand that this is what it seems to be, believe it or not, but this is what it kind of is. So so you understand what's going on, and uh, and that's what I have for you. So I hope that this reading helps you believe about this, enjoy what's going on. It's that way of seeing the bigger picture as long as it is, because it was a small picture, obviously, but it's a big picture. And when you look at this from a different way, this is how big it is now, because it's big, it's enlarged, it's humongous, it's you know fascinating, because this is what it's based on for the 12 zodiac signs here. So remember this. I'll put this in the description box as well. Enjoy. I'll put the playing cards in the description box as well, so you can see and enjoy of this reading. I hope that this will help you along the way. Just remember to give this reading a like, give it a comment, and I'll see you next time. So thank you very much. Have a good day to all, and have a good day. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Really, bye.